Throughout Making the Links project, we have been talking to women from migrant and refugee background in regional and metropolitan Victoria, and we heard about their experience accessing services.
Gender inequality affects all women, but migrant and refugee women face additional barriers that often prevent them from seeking help.
There are many common issues that women shared with us throughout the Making the Links project, and it's important that service providers are made aware of these issues so that they can provide better support in the future.
I could not work for more than a particular number of hours on a student visa, and not having English as a first language has been very difficult for me to find a job. So I applied for various emergency relief funds for international students, but none of them were granted. I sort of relied on various handouts and food banks for almost a year.
He said that the house wasn't mine, the house was his alone. Even though we worked together to buy the house, we worked together to buy the shop, but he said no, and he also accused me of stealing the shop's money. Where could I stash the money when I don't have any bank account of my own? He also threatened to revoke his sponsorship for my visa.
She actually had her passport seized from her. She was not allowed to have any bank cards. She actually wasn't allowed to have any money.
I had no knowledge about all the services that the Australian government provides for victims of family violence until it happened to me and I got help from this friend.
I am approached by my community members all the time. For example, I translate and interpret letters and text messages that they receive in English.
I believe language barrier and a lack of transportation in regional areas are two issues my community is facing in accessing the services.
A lot of them felt very isolated. They didn't have any friends, they didn't have colleagues, they didn't know who to reach out to.
So I wish that there would be something in my language that could be easily accessible.
I think speaking to them in their language will make them more comfortable and more confident in using services available.
Workers who are the same cultural background and speak the same language can offer more culturally appropriate service.
When she was taken away by a domestic violence organisation, I feel like a lot more could have been done in the way where she could have had an appointed caseworker where she was understood a little bit more in the sense of cultural background or even religion. It doesn't, one or the other would have helped a lot.
And that's why it's important for us to make the links. And it's important for service providers to make the links too by consulting the migrant and refugee communities and hearing their voice. It's important that migrant and refugee communities, especially women, are involved in decision making and policy makings. We need to recognize their expertise and leadership.